Hey everyone, it's Ethan, and today I'll be teaching you the human figure. This includes anatomy, posing, and a bit of perspective. While I am using a digital tablet, it is not required for this tutorial, though if you are still interested, I'm using an Artist 22E Pro from XP Pen. And now, let's begin. But first, make sure you have a full stomach or snacks nearby. You don't want to lose your flow halfway through a drawing. Now let's actually begin. First, we should begin with a pose. Which pose would you like your character to be in? If you're having trouble with dynamic posing or perspective, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has beautiful posing, and you can practice by drawing those. I want my character in this pose. Once you sketch out a stick figure, it doesn't need proportional anatomy, only a reference. Then we can begin on the skeleton. First, we should place the head. Although you can start anywhere, I find it easiest to start here. Then the shoulders. A good guideline is to make sure the head can fit on each shoulder, though you can exaggerate the head to make the character more childlike or innocent. The torso is next. This one is easy since you can change it based on height. However, since we are drawing the torso first, that means that the length of the legs will be dependent on it. The legs should go up to around the chest area since people can huddle up their legs when they feel scared. Make sure each segment of the leg is equal or else it might seem off, though this is still possible to get a more cartoony feel with it by changing that. Next up we have the arms, a very difficult part for many. I have a few tips I'll tell you in a bit, but first the upper section of the arm should end a bit lower than the abdomen, and the lower section should be a bit below the waist. Then here's the trick. When drawing an arm in an odd position, draw where the hand is first, then connect the hand and the shoulder together, and draw one line going outward in the middle of the line, till it seems like they're at length. You'll get a feel for this eventually. Once that's done, you can connect the shoulder and the hand to the point at the end of the middle line, remove the guideline, and you're done. And now that we have the skeleton all figured out, let's add some shape. First the head. The jawline should end a bit early since a jaw doesn't go all the way around the skull, though if it is a front shot, it should fit the head. Next to the neck. This is where shapes start to come into play. There are two triangles at the shoulders sloping downwards. These can be more or less slanted depending on how feminine or relaxed a character is. Next we have the torso. This is made up of three shapes: a trapezoid looking thing, a cylinder, and a ball in the middle, connecting the two. These three objects can also curve since a spine is made up of multiple sections. Next, the arms. The upper arm is more of a tube-like shape, while the lower arm is more of a triangle with a sawed-off end. After that, hands. We'll visit them in a different video. For now, just map out the basic shape using triangles and whatnot. Next up is the legs. The legs are made up of more dynamic shapes. First we start at a circle at the joint, then we lower down with a tube that tapers as it goes lower. Then the lower leg is another tube, but we will add detail later. For girls, their body shape can actually have a larger range than boys. This doesn't mean that guys can't also have interesting proportions, it's just that girls have a wider range. Whether they're a muscle-bound bodybuilder and just really tall and lanky, they can have all the same proportions a guy has, though it may make it difficult for your audience to distinguish. Though that might be a good thing depending on the character. Now we can move on to finer details. Remember the leg? We can connect the circle and the cylinder. Make sure there's a bit of thigh gap. Unless you don't want it, I won't stop you. While we're halfway through this, let me remind you that the most important part of art is to have fun and to draw what you want. And with that out of the way, arms. Connect the points. And for the rest I'll do it really quickly so you can see me connecting points without getting bored. And we're done. The human figure. It's not perfect, I am aware, but it was fun to draw, and that's what's most important. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a good day, everyone. And I'll see you in my next tutorial, probably about faces, the most stylized part of many drawings.